What is going on, guys? You're listening to Wrestling Rocks. I'm Blake Carter, joined by Kyle Lepore. And if you can't tell already, I have a new microphone. Why do I have a new microphone? Well, it's because my uncle got a good birthday present. This is something I would never have asked for. He basically proposed the idea, and I'm very thankful for it. So if you guys don't know who my uncle is, it's who produced our shows during NXT TakeOver and during the WrestleMania shows. And thank you to him. And again, thank you for this microphone. Big shout out to Ryan. But now I don't sound like H2O Delirious. So the people in the chat that you just said, man, you sound like H2O Delirious, I no longer sound like him. I sound a lot better. Maybe I don't. Who knows? So what is today's video about? Well, usually we'd be recording the next big thing. Not a lot is happening in NXT. The only thing that happened was Apollo Crews and Elias Sampson, which was a dark match for NXT TakeOver. Other than that, it was nothing but a look back at TakeOver. So, today we're going to be talking about possible storylines for this episode of Next Big Thing. First off, is one of the bigger rumors that we're hearing is the Shield getting back together. Yes, the Shield getting back together. Why are they getting back together? This is something we're going to actually debate about. But it would mean that Roman Reigns would turn heel, Seth Rollins would come back, which he is rumored to come back around Money in the Bank, which is only a month away after Payback. So Kyle, how you been doing, man? You know, we haven't talked since Monday Night Raw, and I know we discussed this whole, the Shield versus the other team we're not going to announce yet already, and you had some pretty strong opinions about it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think it's a really cool idea, but it'd be hard to pull off, because like you say, the Shield reforming would mean Rollins would come back, Reigns would go heel, and then Ambrose would go heels. So it's like, that would be something hard to pull off. I don't know if they could really do it. It'd be, because at the moment, like, the top faces pretty much are Reigns and Ambrose kind of thing. As weird as it is to say about Reigns, yes, he is a top face, unfortunately. So you would make two top faces go heel to form this group, which would be hard because just like how the past has been. I mean, would it be great to see? Yeah, but will it happen? It's very like up in the air if it'll happen or not. I'd be surprised to see it.
Now I am gonna put the links of these articles in the description. That way you guys can read them yourself from the Inquisitor. That's my number one go-to for wrestling news. Usually they're right and they're top of the line for wrestling news. So, this would mean, and the team that they would be facing is the Bullet Club. So, first off, let's discuss this. And I didn't think about it at first, but AJ Styles gets the title. Is this something for is the whole AJ Styles, they could be possibly burying him to try to get, Roman Reigns even more over. But there's also a lot of discussion going around that Roman Reigns is turning heel. He's acting very heel on Monday Night Raw and now on SmackDown. What are your takes on... I know you were really excited, and I'm sure that the thought process didn't go completely through, but what do you think about this whole, AJ Styles possibly being buried? Because there's no way they're going to take the title from him at the next pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's so up in the air. It's hard to say because like they've really thrown a lot of curveballs that we didn't expect, and them bearing like you said though, I was so excited on Raw to see AJ get that push to be number one contender to face Reigns for the title. I was excited to see that. Will they give him the title? I don't know. And a big thing about that though is that does he deserve it in his career in general? Yes, he deserves the title. 100% completely. He deserves the title to have it run forever. But in WWE, has he earned that yet? I don't think so. I'm the biggest AJ Styles supporter you'll ever meet. I love the guy forever. But I don't know if he deserves it yet. And I'd be really worried about them burying him with this kind of feud. It's up in the air.
With the rumor that's going around is the Bullet Club will debut, and with this Payback card that is rumored, this would mean the Bullet Club is going to be debuting in the coming weeks. So this would mean that Seth Rollins would have to return even a lot sooner than expected. So this is what the rumors are. I'm not gonna try to go word for word in this. I've read over it a couple times, and it's basically stating that the Bullet Club will come out and help AJ Styles in this match, where AJ Styles will actually get the title, and that basically causes the feud between the Bullet Club and the Shield. So, me personally, I like it. I absolutely love the fact that, I was a fan of the Shield, and to be completely honest with you, the whole Bullet Club situation, I know that personally, I know Kyle's not excited for it or not happy about it, but me personally, I would love to see the Bullet Club versus the Shield. And, you would have AJ Styles. This could be a couple months of a feud. This could last up to SummerSlam if it's booked correctly. And if they do it right, this time when the Shield breaks up, they would have either Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose turn on the other two. Basically saying, no, not this time, Seth Rollins. Seth can turn face. So
Yeah, that's definitely interesting to think about. Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the whole Bullet Club versus Shield?
Well, one thing about Bullet Club, and that you said, it's not that I'm not happy or excited for it. It's just that I've told you this before. Them siding with AJ, will it be huge? Will people love it? Yes, people will love it. I mean, whether they go heel or face, people will still love it. But I'm telling you, there are some people that are smart who have seen New Japan Pro Wrestling. Whoever hasn't seen it at a New Japan Pro Wrestling event, AJ was in a match and he lost a match. Bullet Club came out and they beat him down. They basically kicked him out of Bullet Club because AJ was leaving anyway. They all knew this. So it's like, okay, let's basically have him leaving, get him kicked out of Bullet Club to where it's like, okay, this is basically his departure kind of thing. So yeah, they beat him down and they took him out as the leader. He's not the leader anymore. And then he left New Japan, came to WWE. So now the issue with that is that because that happened, the smart fans, there's going to be more happy people about it than pissed off people. I'm not going to be pissed about it, but it's just, it goes against what happened, and I just don't like them doing that. Would I love to see Bullet Club with AJ? Yes, I would love to see it. It just, I hate that if it happens, it's going to go against that. And I know a lot of smart fans, I'm telling you, a lot of smart fans are going to be upset about it who know that happened because it's like they're going against something that happened in the second biggest wrestling promotion in the world right now. That's just my biggest issue with that. But the feud, would it be great? Bullet Club against the Shield? Yeah, it would be great. It's a lot of pieces would have to fall into place for it to happen. I don't know if they could pull it off. They could pull it off, and it would be a great feud. It'd be a great faction versus faction feud. It'd be awesome to see. But it's like I said, a lot of pieces have to fall in place, and I don't know if they're willing to do that. They would have to shake things up a lot.
Well, let me ask you this then. Is New Japan Pro Wrestling, is their storylines and factions and wrestlers a part of the WWE?
No.
Okay, then why does it matter that he got kicked out? This is a new faction in the WWE. Yes, there is smart wrestling fans, but I highly doubt that they're going to sit down and say, man, he just got kicked out of this faction. No. This is a brand new faction for the WWE. If AJ Styles is in it, I guarantee you AJ Styles will either get kicked out or he will be beaten out of it. Or not kicked out, he will leave or he will be beaten out of it because, the whole Balor Club situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you that that's what the second one will be, which is actually very scary. And to be honest with you, I would love to see Finn Balor get called up and be the Triple H guy.
Yeah, well, wait, so he'd be the Triple H guy, and basically the Bullet Club would be included, Finn Balor and AJ would be included? Or are you saying Finn Balor or AJ?
This is totally off topic of the whole Bullet Club. This is a random thought. This is where ADD comes into play. I'm
Okay.
just saying I would love to see Finn Balor come in and him be like Triple H's guy.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, that would be. I think that'd be really cool to see. That would be really cool. I don't know if that can. I don't know if that would happen because he would have to get a push never seen before. Because him being Triple H's guy, basically in a Seth Rollins position, he would skip going through tiers of basically facing guys to get build up, go through Intercontinental, U.S. title, that kind of thing. He wouldn't being Triple H's guy. He would probably go straight up to the world title picture, and I don't know if they could really do that. That would be a push no. I could really see that. It's a possibility, but it'd be a pretty ridiculous thing to see if they did pull that off.
So the way that the Bullet Club and the Shield, and again, this is all rumors. This is not 100%. This is not what's going to happen. This is 100% nothing but rumors. So let's assume that the Bullet Club comes in and everything happens. So we already have one match confirmed for Payback, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship, or the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, being AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. So what would happen is we would probably see the Bullet Club help AJ Styles win this match, and then the Shield form. So it's good and it's bad. The bad part is it makes AJ look weak. But the good thing is we get to see the Bullet Club, and Roman Reigns doesn't have the title, which it still doesn't make sense for to happen, because we would have Roman Reigns lose the title after he went through this whole fiasco of getting it from the Authority and losing it at the next pay-per-view and not even have it for a month. So what are your thoughts on that? Of the whole, that's how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, it like you said, it would make AJ look weak, but I mean, if the Bullet Club did do that, they interfered in it. It would be. It's basically like who? Okay, I'm trying to think if the Shield and Bullet Club do form, basically, as we're saying, where AJ joins Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, they become the Bullet Club. The Shield reforms, that kind of thing. We see a heel and a face, or do we see both heels, kind of like a Wyatt's versus the Shield thing? Like, I don't know. What would we really see? Would we, like I said, would we see two heels or a heel and a face go against each other?
We would have to see a heel and a face, and
So then, which would be
obviously,
what?
the Bullet Club would be the face, and the Shield would be the heel. Because, like I said, there's already a lot of, like, I wouldn't say rumors, but it's already being hinted that Roman Reigns could turn heel, because in this week of SmackDown, he kind of threw a heelish push or a heelish promo on AJ Styles. Monday Night Raw, he did the classic heel thing and saying, I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, but I am the guy.
Yeah.
The only people that ever said that they're the guy, was Seth Rollins, and he was a heel. But it would make Seth Rollins return as a heel, Dean Ambrose would turn heel, and if they make it where Roman is the one that turns on them both, Seth can have a clean face turn, and Dean can go back to a face, which, out of the three wrestlers, it would hurt Dean Ambrose the most.
Right.
But as of right now, Dean Ambrose is being buried more than he is being, pushed. And another thing is Dean Ambrose wanted blood involved in his street fight match, but the WWE turned him down, and that's why that street fight was awful. So, is there any other things you're really wanting to say about this whole Bullet Club versus Shield propaganda?
Man, I mean, would it be great to see? Yes, it would be. I mean, people would love it because like a faction versus faction kind of feud is always great to see, and stuff. It's always like I said, it's always great to see. But the issue, like I said, is basically they would have to make a lot of things. Like a lot of pieces would have to fall into place, and I don't know if they'd be able to pull it off. Like you said, Roman has to go heel. Seth has to return pretty damn soon, which would be hard. Ambrose would have to heel turn. What are you gonna say?
Well, he's rumored to return at Money in the Bank, and you're about to hear me type, everyone. And if everything goes accordingly, Money in the Bank's after Payback. Money in the Bank is in June, so Payback is May 1st. Ooh, don't play. Okay, good. Payback. Well, I didn't want a copyright.
Yeah.
Payback is May 1st. So last year, Money in the Bank was June 14th.
Right.
Or let me rephrase that. No, I lied. Elimination Chamber, if they're going to do that pay-per-view, will be next. So we're more than likely going to see two pay-per-views. Or actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's Payback then Extreme Rules. I don't know. I'm going off of what 2015 had. So
Yeah, I believe it's Extreme Rules after Payback. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, because last year was Extreme Rules then Payback. This year it's already been very public that Payback's next. Even on the WWE Network, like it pops up and it's Payback.
Mm-hmm.
So Seth, if he is going to do this, they have to. He has time.
Yeah.
He has time because Payback's May 1st. I've said this like 100 times now.
Yeah.
So the Bullet Club comes out May 1st. Roman Reigns is basically pissed off. He's looking for a group. You could have it where that 1 week is basically him kind of saying you can't beat me one on one. Then he gets his ass beat by the Bullet Club, which is heelish, but I mean everyone's gonna cheer about that, other than the
Oh, of
casual
course.
fans. And then the next week you have Dean Ambrose come out. He says, "You know what? I'll help you, bro." And then they say, "Well, we need one more." And then they play the whole surprise card, like, "Well, I got someone, but we won't find out till next week," type of thing.
Yeah.
That's how they can do it. That's the perfect way to do it, right there.
It would be perfect, but is the creative team of WWE smart enough to do that though? Because they've missed a lot of open opportunities for a lot of other feuds and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know if
did.
they'd be smart enough to do it.
They did. Chris got more matches than we did right.
Yeah, which no offense to Chris, but that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, I think what me and you
Nothing
called at
on
WrestleMania was great. Yeah.
what we called at WrestleMania is what should have happened. The
Yeah.
wrestling at WrestleMania was actually good. It was the outcomes that were not good. I think
Yes.
out of all the outcomes, the only one that I'm okay with is the fact that Charlotte won the championship back. I'm okay with that.
Hmm.
I don't think the New Day should have lost because now you have the tag team titles go up on the line for no reason. All that whole thing was for to have Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley do something,
Yeah.
and then the next night kick Wade Barrett out. That's all that
Mhm.
was for. Um, I don't think Zack Ryder should have won. It's cool that he got his WrestleMania moment, but he deserved that 4 years ago. And
Yeah.
now we had to deal with Zack Ryder losing it to The Miz, which The Miz, um, the guy he's had more of his little Miz TV shows than he has wrestled last year. So
Yeah, which
you
is
have
crazy
The
to say.
Miz as champion. You have his wife come back into wrestling. I don't know, Maurice, is that her name?
Yeah, Maurice.
She comes back, and it's just like, okay. And then the Miz beat Ryder again tonight. Are we gonna have a third match? Like now you have the Miz as the IC title. Like what the fuck? Why?
I don't know. It's ridiculous. Like you said, I understand Ryder, I guess, getting his WrestleMania moment, but like, what was the point for him to win at Mania then lose it the next night, like to Miz? I don't understand. I mean, unless it was going to be a feud, like Chris said on the Raw review of like the basically Kalisto and Del Rio thing, where like they just keep trading the titles over and over, but that didn't even happen.
You're right, but the
So
titles
like,
the
I don't
titles
know. I
did
don't.
not
I don't
change
happen.
hands. The titles didn't change hands.
Yeah, I
So
don't get why they did that. What was the point? I mean, yeah, Ryder, like you said, needed his moment. Yeah, like you said, Ryder needed his moment, but like that's 4 years overdue.
exactly.
I don't get it.
But I didn't ask this question, and I should have, but I was really tired, so I didn't think of it. Was my first initial thought when Ryder won was what the hell is happening with the whole Hype Bros? Because him winning just immediately meant the Hype Bros is done because he has to focus on the title. Then he loses it, and it's kind of like, oh, that's what it is. So, you know, I think that is retarded. I think that Kevin Owens should have kept it. Either Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn should have had it. And if you ask me who deserves it, I would have to say Sami Zayn because that was a hell of a match he did Friday night. So
Yeah, I do think he deserves it, but I mean, at the same time, it's like he hasn't really paid his dues on the main roster, so that's why I think he couldn't really get it. And I think Kevin Owens, I do like Kevin Owens losing it because, like you saw him on Raw, he basically was in the world title picture. I mean, he was just kind of thrown into, he basically threw himself in it, but still, it's like I like him going for the world title though. I really think he deserves that. He'd be great. He can make any feud better than it is on paper. Anything. That's why he's greater. That's why he'd be great for the world title.
that's
picture.
the only great thing about this is that Kevin Owens is now in the main title picture, but he won't get his chance. And if this rumor is true, again, it's all a rumor about the Bullet Club versus the Shield. That's a couple months that you could put on for a storyline.
Yeah.
And if they do it right, and they have the title change hands, you can go on to SummerSlam and have SummerSlam be the final, basically the final resting place for that story. Because what, SummerSlam's in August or September, right? I think it's in August.
Yeah, I believe so.
So you have this is not in order. So I'm pretty sure you have Payback, and I'm pretty sure I saw Extreme Rules. Then you would either have Money in the Bank or the Elimination Chamber. Vice versa, you would either have Money in the Bank or the Elimination Chamber after that, which people are probably confused. We're just gonna say the Elimination Chambers first, then Money in the Bank. Then what pay-per-views? What pay-per-view comes after that?
Let's see. I know there's in general. Like, I'm just throwing these out there to help with that. We have Royal Rumble, then we have what comes after that. What comes after I'm starting like at the beginning of the year basically to go down.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, we have Royal Rumble. We
Fastlane.
have Fastlane, then Mania. Yeah, it was at least this year. It's Mania, then Payback, then Extreme Rules most likely, or Elimination Chamber. Depends if they want to do that.
Sorry, I'm having.
I mean, they keep making new pay-per-views, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, they need to stick to pay-per-views. Just stop.
Yeah, I like the old stuff like Vengeance, No Way Out, Judgment Day.
I do miss the days when it was just like, here's your pay-per-views. This is it.
Mm-hmm. Now they bring in a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So it would be. Let's see. Here, I'm looking at the website right now. Extreme Rules. Let me find out when Extreme Rules is. Extreme Rules doesn't have May 22nd. So Payback is May 1st. May 22nd, which is the day before my birthday, will be Extreme Rules. Then you have Money in the Bank. I'm clicking all these pay-per-views right now to make sure I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that Money in the Bank has its own pay-per-view.
Yeah, I kind of liked it when it was like a Mania only thing, but I mean, I don't know. I guess they want to make another pay-per-view out of it. I think it was fine. It was just WrestleMania, but whatever.
So yeah, so it goes Payback, Extreme Rules, Money in the Bank, Battleground, then SummerSlam. So this is how you would book this. Payback, AJ Styles wins because the Bullet Club. Extreme Rules, you could have either this is when you could have the Shield actually form, because it's only if it's May 22nd, that means it's 2 or 3 weeks. Let's see, 2 or 3 weeks. May 1st, 1, 2. Yeah, it's 2 weeks after Payback. So you could have the Shield form and then have Roman Reigns take the title back. Then at Money in the Bank, you could have AJ win, then Roman Reigns win again, or just keep the propaganda going on, having different stipulations. And then at SummerSlam, you have the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, but you know what I'd like to see a lot more though, instead of like it being a Reigns against AJ feud. Imagine if it was like a Rollins against AJ feud.
Yeah. I was just thinking
man.
that. I was just thinking that.
That'd be great because it's not even just like because they're too great on the mic and great in general, that kind of thing. They're both of their in ring talent, like the high flying kind of thing, would be great to see too.
So
Awesome.
let's move on from this. I think we've talked enough about the Bullet Club versus the Shield. We've talked about everything we could have.
Yeah.
So next we have from the Inquisitor. Again, I will have this link in the description. That way you can read it. We will have. Here is the Payback card rumor. Again, this is not confirmed, and it could change. So we're going to go from the main event being last. So first off, it would be Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And, I'll go first on this one. It makes sense because Sami Zayn got powerbombed through a table Monday Night Raw, so it adds fuel to the fire of that feud. Mm-hmm. So this match is very possible. That this is, again, if the creative team is smart. So the next match of the night would be, or not of the night, but this is the next big match would be the WWE Tag Team titles, the New Day versus the Bullet Club. Kyle, your thoughts on that?
I mean, for that to happen though, we would have to see them a lot sooner. So like basically, if we do see that, everything we just talked about, the Shield and the Bullet Club, would be gone. That wouldn't be able to happen.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
Well, what, they can come before and then basically interfere in the match like later in the night kind of thing? Is that what you mean?
You could have it where the Bullet Club is just Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, right?
Right.
AJ's not a part of it.
Yeah, you're right.
But at Payback, they come out to help AJ. And it's a big surprise. Well, it'd be a big surprise to a lot of smart fans and every single casual fan.
Yeah, I mean...
That's the only way it could happen if the Bullet Club comes in early.
Yeah, I mean that would be good, but I'd like better though personally of Doc Gallows and Carlson making their debut at Payback helping AJ. I like that better. Would I like to see New Day against like Doc Gallows and Carlson? Yes, and especially it'd be even great too if they did face the New Day, they won the titles, then interfere in the main event, and AJ won the titles, and that would be a 3-man faction having all the gold. That
If
would be
I
awesome.
was just about to say that if the Bullet Club does go after the New Day, the Bullet Club has to win.
Oh my god, I hope so.
But
If that happens, I will. That will be amazing.
but here's the problem:
Yeah,
you can't have the Bullet Club a face.
that's true. Yeah, that.
You don't
Oh, man.
make them a face and don't make them a heel.
Like, yeah,
They're
let
in
them
the
just be
middle.
like an NWO kind of thing, where NWO
Yes,
and then
let
groups
them
like that exactly were just they did their own thing.
let
They
them
didn't
be
give a shit.
themselves. You have them win it, and that's it.
Yeah,
If the Bullet Club does make a debut before Payback, and they do go after New Day, they have to go. They have to win the titles. I think if the New Day wins, it immediately makes the Bullet Club weak, and then if they do interfere on AJ, it makes Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson look like bitches.
yeah, I do understand that. I mean, I think we could definitely see it. It's just, man, I don't know, because like there's not a lot of time until. I mean, there's a good amount of time until
Yeah,
Payback, but
well,
we'd have to see Doc and the Carlson like come in like next Monday. They'd have to come in so they could like beat down the New Day kind of thing, form a little bit of a feud, and then go to Payback. We'd have to see them really soon.
not including this week. We have 3 weeks until Payback. So
Right.
starting Monday, it's a 2 week period. So
Hmm.
if they do make a spot, you can have the New Day cut a promo saying there's no more tag teams because the Usos aren't going to do it. The Dudley Boys aren't going to do it. They're about to feud with Enzo and Cass. Who else is there?
Yeah, exactly.
The Lucha Dragons? No, Kalisto has the U.S. title.
We can see the Ascension.
No, the Ascension's buried. Like there's no
I
one else.
know.
So this is what makes sense. But that's the only two possibilities that would be good. Would have the Bullet Club come out, confront New Day, but not have AJ Styles a part of it at all. The smart fans would be confused, and they could see it as predictable. It'd be a mix, but they would have to. Honestly, they would have to make it very public, or even beat the shit out of AJ Styles. That way, the smart crowd's like, oh. But if the Bullet Club debut before Payback, and this is rumored. We don't know when the Bullet Club is debuting. We know that Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson are on the roster. They have signed the WWE contracts. They were at WrestleMania, and they were backstage on Monday Night Raw this past week. So if they do debut, they have to go for the tag titles and they have to win it. And AJ Styles cannot be a part of it until the main event. And the other possibility is, like Kyle said, have them debut at Payback and end the show like that. But let's move on. We have talked so much about the
Yeah,
Bullet Club in this.
let's move on.
So the next rumored match would be the women's title between Charlotte and Natalya. Which this feud kind of got started Monday. I'll let you take over on this one.
Yeah, this one basically was just, in case you didn't see Raw or a Raw review, it was just Charlotte coming out. She got presented the WWE Women's Championship. She was gloating all about it. Natalia grabbed the mic and said just a bunch of stuff, kind of thing. Then Natalia put her into a sharpshooter, or at least attempted to. Rick pulled her out of the ring. And yeah, that was basically the end of it. So I mean, basically, the match is rumored, but we're basically like it's basically confirmed we're going to see that. I mean, I think it'll be decent. I don't think it'll be bad, but I mean, I don't love it. Their match at Roadblock was great though, so it'll be a great match.
Here's my thing on it. I think Natalia has really deserved this. Charlotte and Natalia probably had match of the night at WWE Roadblock.
Yeah, I agree
They
with
had
that.
a great match at Roadblock, but Charlotte's going to win this title. If Natalia wins, that's going to be the shock of the night. I think that if they can do what they did at Roadblock, this match would be a really good match. There's not a lot to talk about, but I mean, it throws up the question: when will we see Sasha with the title around her waist? We are going to see her with the title, but when do we? What pay-per-view do you think?
I mean, I could see her coming back in after this feud. Honestly, I could see it of her. I mean, she should have really brought up about what happened at Mania already. I don't know why they didn't have that, but I mean, I'm gonna assume it'll be after Payback. She'll come back and say like, "Hey, I never lost at Mania," kind of thing, or "Your dad pulled me out of the ring." Maybe I think next pay per view will be a possibility of it, a very high possibility.
I'm taking my prediction right now. You ready?
I'm ready, man.
Sasha Banks wins the title at SummerSlam.
Really?
Yep. I think SummerSlam's going to happen because Becky Lynch has made it very clear on Twitter that she's wanting to go after it again. So,
Even though she got pinned several times, but
yeah,
yeah.
she's been. This is where we can't say she's been beaten because she's lost every single time dirty. It's never been a clean loss. That's where that.
Well,
happens.
I mean, at Mania, I guess you can call it dirty, but I mean, she did straight up tap out to an
Okay,
extent. Yes, Rick was pulling sauce.
At Mania, you could make that discussion or argument. I made that argument myself that she lost. It's kind of like the NXT where Baron Corbin tapped out, but unfortunately, Sami Zayn had the sharpshooter, and then Samoa Joe had his submission move locked in.
Yeah.
That is an argument you can make, but it's the WWE creative team.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't ever know. So, next match that they have rumored, the Dudley Boys versus Enzo and Cass. This is looking like it's very possible and looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think it can go really well because it's like the experience of the Dudley Boys. They can really make Enzo and Cass look even better than they already are. They really can. They can make this feud great.
All the Dudley Boys are here now for is to put over tag teams.
Yeah, I'm sure they know that, and I'm sure they're okay.
Here's what's sad: they turned heel to put over the Usos.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they should have been doing this whole heel shit during when they first came back, and then have the 10th tag team title at WrestleMania, and then let them go. But they're basically here to put over Enzo and Cass, which they're already over. Here's the thing: Enzo and Cass didn't have a tag team title, but
like the crowd, their pop on Monday night was huge, and everybody already loved.
Yeah, out of all the tag teams in NXT, Enzo and Cass are the biggest team to get over. I think the Vaudevillains are going to be a shipwreck. They're going to be like the Ascension.
They are, yeah, no, they definitely will. I mean, they're not to go off topic, but like their character is just, I hate it so much. It's ridiculous, man. I can kind of understand it. It's different, but just people care way too much about personas and characters to this extent, where they're like old timey. They come out in black and white stuff, like or black and white, like the picture, basically black and white, like old timey, that kind of thing. Like the creative team, people like that just care way too much personas and characters, to where this tag team, who can be amazing in the ring, have just an god awful character. No matter if they're playing heel or face, it doesn't matter. It's ridiculous.
And here's what's kind of bad is they were just starting to turn heel at NXT, and they were just about to have a feud with the Hype Bros. So what's happening with that?
I mean, apparently we're just going to completely disregard it. I'm assuming the Hype Bros are done. Maybe Mojo Rawley will come back as a singles. I don't see Ryder going back to.
I don't think the Hype Bros are over. I think all of this was again just to have Zack Ryder have his moment. So I don't think it's over at all. By the way, Shinsuke Nakamura will have his debut next Wednesday on NXT.
Oh man, I cannot wait for that.
Well, his debut for NXT tapings, not his debut.
Yeah, no, I got that. Yeah, obviously.
So next rumored match would be Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler or Kane. I'm gonna go on this. I'll start with Kane. The reason why it makes sense with Kane, but it's very small, is the fact that Kane was eliminated by Baron Corbin in the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Now with Dolph Ziggler, it makes sense because Monday night he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, it was like even out of the ring. It was outside the ring, in the crowd, all that
stuff.
So
this could be like the whole pride, like you're not gonna whip my ass and just get away with it. So this match, whatever happens during this match, is Baron Corbin getting over. Dolph Ziggler or Kane is going to put Baron Corbin over. So
yeah.
as of right now, NXT would be undefeated tonight.
Yeah, that which is a scary thing to say. It's it's pretty scary, but I mean it's the new and upcoming talent, man, really getting a rise, and I love to see it. I really love it.
Yeah. So, what's your take on either Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler or Baron Corbin versus Kane?
Baron Corbin versus Kane. I mean, it'd be good to see. I can understand why they're doing it, but I don't think. Honestly, I don't think the thing at Mania of him eliminating Kane is a big deal. I mean, he eliminated the guy. Moving on, he doesn't need to have a feud with Kane. I think Dolph Ziggler would be a much better feud because at the moment you have. I mean, like if it was Baron Corbin against Kane, you can't really. Kane is kind of a face at the moment, but not really to where it'd be kind of weird to see them. It's like a big red monster versus Baron Corbin, who's like the lone wolf. I don't like how that would go at all. Like in ring promos, in the ring wrestling in general, I think it would be bad. Baron Corbin against Dolph Ziggler, though, you have a very popular face in Ziggler, which you might. I know you don't like the guy that much. I get that, but I'm saying Ziggler is a very popular face. He's amazing in the ring, in my opinion, at least. And against Baron Corbin, that would really help Baron Corbin a lot to get him over. The promos in the ring will be great. I think it'd be great to see, honestly.
I swear I don't get where you and Chris come up with some of the stuff and saying some of the things I say. Like Chris is going around saying that at Night of Champions I said John Cena needs to move on. Which the worst I said about John Cena was the fact that Cena, his character is very old. He needs to do something different.
Yeah.
And now I hate Dolph Ziggler. Like, what the hell? I need to.
No, I'm okay. I'm not saying you hate Dolph Ziggler. I'm saying I know you don't
know.
like the guy much. You're just not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of how he's being booked. That's where I'm at. But I don't. This is not a win-win with me and Baron Corbin. I don't think it's a win-win for him. He's gonna get if Kane tries to put him over, it's gonna be a stupid match, and no one's gonna be interested. Now, if Dolph Ziggler puts him over, it's even worse because Dolph Ziggler hasn't won a match in a while. He hasn't won at all. I don't understand how. He has a match against Triple H, and if he doesn't win, he doesn't have a WrestleMania match. Well, next week he goes in and he has a WrestleMania match. Like, what? Did we just forget about him not having a WrestleMania match?
Yeah.
So, here is the final match on the card, and this one has been confirmed. Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. We've talked about this one a lot. There's not a lot to say. So the two titles that are not on the line right now is the U.S. title match, which we have not seen anything about the U.S. title, and the IC title. And we could see another women's match in there. We could, with like Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, because they could start a feud. But other than that, I mean, that's really it with the payback card or this rumored card. And I'm sorry if you hear any snoring in the background. It's my dog. Before we go, there is one thing probably people are wondering about. There is a very big rumor going out that the brands are going to be splitting. I'm reading a lot into it right now, and until I see a lot of like for sure sources, we will get a news story. This could happen tomorrow. It could happen next week. So be on the lookout on the channel. In other news. This is it's big, but it's also very small. Apparently, Bobby Roode has signed with the WWE, and apparently he signed last week, which it kind of got confirmed when we saw him at NXT Takeover that he was signed. So I think Bobby Roode's a big sign. I'll let Kyle give his opinion on Bobby Roode. I think if Bobby Roode comes in, he has to come in as a heel. I think he's a better heel than he is face, but he's also a very good face. Kyle.
Well, did he get signed to NXT or the main roster? That's my question.
From what I'm seeing, it'd be NXT.
Okay, I think that'd be really good. Yeah, him coming in as a heel, I think they could really use that with a lot of people. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think about like all the people that have been moved up because there's been a lot of like faces been moved up, but like not that many heels. Because I don't know, I think he would be great. I think I would much rather see him as a heel. Yes.
As top faces right now, you have Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to take over. He's going to take the belt from Finn. I think, honestly and truthfully, I think that's going to be the next title match.
I really hope so, man. But against Samoa Joe, though, where's he going to be at?
Samoa Joe is rumored to come up soon.
Oh, man, I don't want to see him moved up right now.
There's nothing for Samoa Joe to go. He's not going to go off against Finn Balor again. That'd be the third time, and Joe's lost clean twice.
Yeah, and I hate that so much. I really wish this could move.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor, that would mean Shinsuke would take over, and the next TakeOver event's, I think, June 13th, or it's in June. I know that for sure. But, Kyle, is there any final thoughts before I sign off?
Pretty much just like yeah, Bobby Roode coming to NXT. Yes, he can. The great thing about him is he could be a great face or a great heel. He is a much better heel though, and I really hope they use him right and put him at least as a heel at first. He can be face eventually. Yeah, that's fine. But right now, putting him as like a lead, he could be a leading heel easily. He could easily just take over. Like he can go through a few matches of being built up, and he could easily be the leading face. Even if, whether Samoa Joe gets moved up or not, he could be or not leading face. I'm sorry, leading heel and he would be great. He'd be perfect at it. He could easily have a title run in a few months, and he'll be amazing. I cannot wait to see him. I just hope they book him right.
Yeah, I hope so too. But that is going to do it. Again, this is the next big thing. Not the normal next big thing. We usually have, excuse me, we usually have talk a lot of NXT, but again, we will be covering Lucha Underground at NXT, and if you're wondering why, if you've forgotten why we're not going to be covering TNA, is because TNA likes to shut channels down for putting images or anything up about TNA. So, before we go, be sure to hit that like button if you are enjoying what you are listening to. And be sure not to never miss another show. Monday nights are the Monday Night Review. Thursday, tonight, next big thing. And then all week long, you don't ever know, we could come up with a news video. And I'm sure we'll have one coming up this weekend. Anytime there's a live event, we'll be covering it for a pre-show and after show. Hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss another show. Follow our social media pages. Facebook.com/Wrestling Rocks with the Society Geek, or Facebook. Just search Wrestling Rocks Society Geek. Twitter.com/Wrestling Rocks or at Wrestling Rocks. For Kyle Lepore, I am Blake Carter. And until next time, peace.